Plaintiff Sandra Cook was married to the defendant for 13 years, and she claims it was a roller coaster due to the defendant's heroin addiction. Sandra says the defendant was in and out of rehab, then left her when she was pregnant. She's suing her ex for breach of contract. Defendant Dale Steinell admits he was a drug addict and says he and Sandra used drugs together. Dale insists he's been sober since 2001, and he now has custody of his youngest son. Dale's countersuing for tax refunds.
Start with you.
We met in 1987. We were married in 91. We were married for 13 years. We had 3 beautiful boys. They're now actually 24, 20, and 13. The marriage was nothing but a roller coaster. He was doing drugs, drinking, alcohol, into heavy drugs, heroin. It was in and out of rehabs the whole time. There was times when I didn't know where the next diaper was coming from. I was the one working all the time, constantly.
How did your kids fare?
We did get divorced. Actually, in 2005, he turned around, he left me pregnant.
Okay, I want to know how your sons are, not this scoundrel. We get back to him.
Oh, my boys.
I'm more interested in
The
how
boys
your
are
sons.
great. My 24-year-old's a union carpenter now.
Excellent.
My
Excellent.
20-year-old
They
is
make big
in the
money,
Army,
too.
United States Army.
Excellent. All
Yep.
right, and when is he coming home?
He's in Fort Bragg, North
We got
Carolina.
a good job waiting on him. Isn't
Yep.
that right, Larry? I have with us today brother of Magic Johnson, Larry Johnson. Give him a big hand. And I made reference to him having the job because he, alongside his brother, has built thousands of jobs in the urban community. And now we're looking for some white folks to hire. And so, as soon as he's ready, we got Larry, we got to diversify a little more. We believe in diversity. If the rest of America doesn't, we do. All right. So we're grateful to have him, and he's going to have a job for your son.
Right.
He's right behind you. I'm the judge. We got an agreement. There it is. All right. So, but the sons, I am so impressed with what you've brought them through, because most children who are subject to that type of upbringing, particularly boys, they live destructive lives. And so you did it good. Don't be shaking your head over here. Tell me what happened. Is what she say true?
Your Honor, she is correct in the dates that I met her, okay? She was the barmaid where I was working. No, I have custody of my sons now because of her
Tell me about your background within the household.
Okay.
That's
in the household, it started out as I do have the disease of addiction.
Okay.
I've been clean since April 6th, 2001.
Good.
Okay.
And you sound like you're clean for real. I got a lot of people that come in here and they don't remember their first day. People who are really in recovery, they remember that first day, sometimes that first hour that they go into recovery. So
Absolutely.
you're the real deal.
Thank you, Your Honor. So what had happened is we did meet she was the barmaid at the bar. We did drugs together and drank together. I did ask Sandy to marry me at a point. She had said yes. The first wedding she canceled because of my use. Understandable. There was no kids at that time. The second time we did get married, I was actively drinking heavy. She moved out within a month. Then she came back. There was some dabs in recovery. I was clean for 2 years. My oldest son, which is 26 years old, may have seen 2 years of active addiction, somewhere in there. We did a good job at raising our sons together, is what it came down to. My son won't be able to work for him because he's going to be going to Quantico, Virginia. But
Right. I heard you say you have custody of them now.
yes, actually, I filed for custody for Zachary. I believe it was in November 2015.
Okay.
I have copies of all those orders.
And folks, I hope you all don't mind me playing about race issues as I do about everything else. Oh, don't get upset. I'm just playing and recognizing that that does exist. Go ahead, sir. Tell me how you obtain custody and what's the status?
The status is I have primary residential custody.
Why?
Joint custody.
Joint custody, and I'm the custodial parent. Zach lives with me for the last 3 years. The judge enforced a full temporary custody order.
Joint custody.
November, Zachary was granted full temporary custody. At that time, Your Honor had said she would have no custody or visitation without.
Teenager needs strong presence of his father, of any man in their lives, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a father, or whomever. Teenagers need that example of real manhood. Mothers do the best they can, and most do a great job. I'm an example of that. Mother had 4 boys in the housing projects, tough time, and yeah, got off track. And look, I guess you'd call it a little more than that, but my point is mothers do a great job sometimes. I never knew my father other than for a 30-day stint. I never heard from him again. So it was my mom, like many moms. They raised their children without presence of a man in the lives of the sons, and they do a good job, but we really need the men to step up, and you have. Glad to hear that. And pardon?
Recently.
How old is the child?
Objection, Your Honor.
He's 13 now.
Well, then he came in recently at the right time, a teenager. Let's get to the case, ma'am.
Okay.
What are you suing him about?
So since then, obviously, when we got divorced, he left me with the 3 kids, and I was still pregnant with our 3rd child, 2 weeks from having him. And I lost my dad 2 months prior at age 59. I was on my own with the 3 kids, took care of the 3 kids, struggled to work. I worked, I put food on the table. He was off running with his new girlfriend. Actually, they remarried. He was married for another year with somebody else. Now he's divorced, and now I put my kids onto Medicaid for health insurance.
How long ago?
When we divorced. Mm-hmm. And recently, 2012 or 13, they're coming after me, stating that I made too much money to put my 3 children
The state
on
is
Medicaid.
coming after you?
Yes, correct.
Saying
and now,
you made too much money?
correct. But what they did was add in the child support. And at that time, I wasn't getting support from him. It was 100 here, 100 there. I just had, he had an $8,000 judgment against him for the arrears of child support. He just paid it off a couple of months ago because I think he was pressured
So
by
what
the
you're
child
being
support
charged for, you never received? Is that what you're saying?
He would pay child support when he felt like
But
it.
but the total amount you're being charged for, which is based in part on his child support payment, you didn't receive that child support payment, so you're being charged for something you didn't receive? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay,
and
did
now,
you appeal that?
In my divorce
Did you appeal
decree,
that?
They said it was 60 days past due.
Okay.
So in my divorce decree, it states that we are both liable for their insurance. It's 50-50. So I want him to pay half of it. They're suing me for $11,000.
Well, I can try and address, put that in the light of child support, but I'm sure that 50-50 medical means you pay either the insurance or the actual cost of the care, not reimburse Medicaid. Because, for example, you could have made the mistake, and he should not have to pay for your mistake. The court order, like most divorce judgments, say, 50-50. And what that means, as I said, you either pay 50% of the insurance or you pay 50% of the cost if there was no insurance. So let me hear from him.
Okay, what she's not saying, the actual case against her, this case is stemming from employers that she did not report. It's also, I have papers in here where she wrote out they included child support. I also have parts of applications of what you're going to need to receive medical assistance, and there's a box right on that application that says, do you receive child support? And she had opted to check no. Also, she did not
I wasn't.
report. Also, she did not report the other employers, and what ended up happening here, and it's documented in this paperwork.
He's saying she committed fraud, and that's why
Exactly.
they're coming
I've
after her.
always, they are totally aware of everything that I've made.
Ma'am, be quiet, because earlier you just said you got child support every now and then. And then when he says you didn't check the box, you said, I never got any. Ma'am, you just contradicted yourself. You said, I got some sometimes. When he said you did not mark it on the document, which I'm about to read, you changed your story and said, I never got child support. You just said that
Well,
to
I had
me.
to mark it on the box, obviously,
Your Honor.
and they added it in there. That's what put me over the limit.
Your Honor.
I'm gonna look at the papers.
It's a prep application. It's not an application she made out, but it says directly in there, number one, the divorce
any other
decree.
support, right? They want to know.
Yeah, the divorce
And-
decree also states that she is supposed to not accumulate any debt. We are responsible for debt in our own name, and we're not
Well, the
allowed.
debt is not in your name. It's for the children.
Right.
The essence of it is for the children.
Yes,
and
no,
it
I
is
understand.
and it's in her name because she's guardian of those
Right.
children.
No, on that paper you have in your hands, Your Honor, that medical assistance is for Sandy also. I am not responsible for her
I
medical.
think he's responsible for yours too.
You're not responsible for mine, but
So
you're
hold on,
responsible for
ma'am.
the
What
three
you're
children.
trying to collect is part of yours, right?
I believe
The money
mine-
you're looking for
they put us
is
on
part
one.
of your own, and they put
us
it
on-
all together.
They put it all together. You are
right.
correct, yes.
Also, Your Honor.
I've been making payments to them. I go to the sheriff's
Agency
department.
incorrectly
month.
paid $9,000. They said they incorrectly
Right.
paid you, and you must pay it plus interest. When, sir? I don't see the date. June of 25th of 18. A fair hearing was held. Ma'am, you say it was too late. Have a
didn't show
good
up.
day. Your claim is dismissed. You've perjured yourself. Judgment for the defendant. Have a good day.
I hope that Sandy can be half the person I've been through our divorce and be there for our children and stop badgering me because I'm tired of it.